Hello and welcome to session 5 on negative numbers. Let's get started straight away on today's maths meeting. 1000 take away 692. You can use the counting on method or you could use column subtraction. Then we've got another subtraction, this time with decimal points. Don't forget to line up your decimal points correctly. Column addition. 3-part multiplication. You could do 5 times 2, find the answer and then times the answer by 8, or you could do it 8 times 5 and then times 2, or 8 times 2 and then times 5. The order is up to you, whatever you find easiest. And finally, a column multiplication, 9 times 8, 9 times 0, 9 times 200, 9 times 3000. Combine it to find your answer. Pause the video to work them out now. And let's look together in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Give them a tick. Some of the eagle-eyed among you might have noticed that yesterday I accidentally added my decimal numbers rather than subtracted them. Well done for those who told me. Got extra dojos for that. Okay, let's check yesterday's answers. 11 degrees C, 13 degrees C, minus 2 degrees C, 8 degrees C, 18 degrees C, minus 11 degrees C. And our other sheet, minus 2 degrees C, minus 3 degrees C, minus 4 degrees C, and minus 9 degrees C. Well done if you got all of those correct. If you've got a few of them incorrect, let me know. I might be able to help you through them, or you could watch yesterday's session again. Okay, we are on our 5th session of negative numbers, which means we've got 4 recap slides. Make sure you've got your pen and pencil ready to work these out to check that we've completed our learning. So in session 1, we learnt to count in negative numbers. 7 take away 20. So this time we're counting backwards. Off you go. Okay, let's work this out together. We want to start on 7 and we're going to count back 20. First of all, I'll count back 7 to get us to 0. Then I'm going to count back 3 because then I know I've counted back 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. And I need to count back another 10. So in all, I've counted back 20 and I've landed on minus 13. Our answer is minus 13. 7 take away 20 is minus 13. Well done if you got that right from session 1. On to session 2. Ordering negative numbers. So I put these numbers in order from highest to lowest. Always worth underlining the highest to lowest just to remind us to double check at the end again. Here are the numbers. Have a go. And then let's work it out together. There's 9, there's minus 7, there's positive 13, negative 20, and minus 1. We're going from highest to lowest. The highest is 13, 9, minus 1, minus 7, minus 20. Well done if you got that correct. On to session 3. We're finding the difference between negative numbers. Here's the problem. Inside the hotel, it was 23 degrees C. Outside was minus 5 degrees C. What is the difference in temperature inside and outside the hotel? Work it out. Okay, let's have a look together. For finding the difference, we must find the minus 5 and the positive 23. It goes off our scale a little bit here, so I'm just going to write the number 23 up here. But sometimes we can't use the scale. Sometimes we have to think outside the box and imagine it too. So what's the difference between the temperature inside and outside? We're on -5. I know I'm going to have to jump 5 to get to 0. And then from 0 to 23, I'm going to have to jump another 23. There we are. All together I've jumped 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 degrees. So -5, jump on what to get to 23. 28 degrees. Well done if you got that one correct, particularly as it goes off our scale. Lesson number 4 then. Solve rising and falling negative number problems. It's a specific type of number problem that we're looking at now. At midday, the temperature is 3 degrees C. It falls 7 degrees C by 10 p.m. So it was on 3 degrees and it's fallen 7 degrees. What is the temperature at 10 p.m? Have a go at working it out yourself. Okay, let's have a look together. It was 3 degrees. It falls, it goes down by 7 degrees. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. New temperature is going to be -4. So we had 3, we took away 7, we found that the new temperature would be -4 degrees C. Again, fantastic if you got that right. If you didn't, don't panic. Have another look at session number 4 for negative numbers before moving on to today's lesson. Okay, so today's lesson we're going to solve problems involving negative numbers. So these are slightly more random negative numbers. We're still going to keep our scale. Most of our numbers will stay within our scale, so you can use that. But most of it will need your common sense and counting. So let's have a look at our first example. If you point to 6 on a number line and count back 12, what number do you land on? Really simple, this one. Point to number 6, count back 12, what number do you land on? Have a go yourselves and we'll work it out together in a moment. Okay, let's count back 12. First of all, I'll count back 6 to get me to 0. I need to count back another 6 so that I've counted back 12 altogether. And I've landed on the number -6. 6 count back 12 is -6. Really simple one to start with. A little bit more complicated, this one. Bob's bank account had -19 pounds. Now this is probably a new concept to some of you. How can a bank account have minus money in it? Well, some bank accounts are really helpful in that they let people borrow money. That means that if you're being paid into your bank account every single week, but you have a bill come out of it that takes away a little bit too much money, it's okay, you can borrow that money. And it's called your overdraft. It's called borrowing money in an overdraft. And Bob must have an overdraft on his account. Now you do have to be careful with overdrafts when you get older because you can be charged for them, and any money that a bank lends you, they will end up putting some interest on it, so you end up paying more than the £19 back. But they are helpful just in case you go over your bill sometimes. So Bob's bank account had -19 pounds in it. He was in what we call his overdraft. Didn't want to be in his overdraft, didn't want to pay those bank charges, so he put in £20. How much money is in his bank account now? So, he did have -19, but he put in £20. He added £20 to it. So if he's adding £20 to it, we know we're going to be up the scale, adding to it. We know we're going to go -19 plus 20. I can do a huge jump to the 0. That would be 19, adding on 19, but I need to add on one more to add on 20. So how much money will he have in his bank then? he's going to have £1, which is a better place to be, Bob. You don't want to be charged for using your overdraft. Well done, Bob. And well done you if you worked out how much money Bob would have in his account after adding that £20 to it. The second problem. In a game of dodgeball, you have 5 points taken away for losing a player and 5 points added for getting an opponent out. Your team lost 2 players, then got 3 opponents out. What is your score? Slightly complicated game of dodgeball here. So 5 points for one of your players going, 5 points added if you get another player from the other team, the opponent, the other team, out of your game. Your team lost 2 players. So if you're on 0 and you lose 2 players, you're on 0 and we lose 2 players, we're going to lose 5 points and then another 5 points. So we lost 2 players, so we lost 10 points. And then we got 3 of the opponents out, so we add on 5 for each of those. And our final score for the game is 5 points. We win. A little bit complicated there, but sometimes you can jump up and down the scale to find out your answers. Okay, our next problem. Sam had £30 in her bank account. She buys a game for £45. How much does she have in her bank now? Well, the game's more expensive than the money she has in her account. So first of all, I don't think Sam should buy the game right now, but she's chosen to. Maybe she's being paid tomorrow, you never know. How much money does she have in her bank now? See if you can figure it out. Let's have a look together. So she has £30 in her bank account. It's off the scale, up this way somewhere. £30. She buys a game for £45. How much does she have in her bank account now? Well, if we take away the £30, I'll take her to 0. But she takes away £45. So we've taken away 30. Let's take away another 10 to make it 40. And then another 5 to make it 45. So she started on 30, we've counted back 30, 40, 5. How much money is she going to have left? 30, take away 45, it's going to be minus £15 in her bank. She's going to be in her overdraft. Okay, I think this is our last question together. Let's have a look. The elevator in a skyscraper starts on floor 14. It descends to the underground swimming pool on -3. How many floors has it descended? Well, first of all, an elevator. American word for lift. Probably heard that before. And a skyscraper is a really tall building. And generally, the tall buildings actually have underneath floors too. So where you walk into the building, they're known as floor 0. If you go up, the numbers of floors, the number goes up. If you go down, often into the basements, into the car parks, or the underground gyms, or in this case, an underground swimming pool, they turn into negative numbers. The further down you go, the larger the negative number. Okay, so it descends to the underground swimming pool onto the floor -3. How many floors has it descended? Okay, let's start on 14, and we're going to go down to -3. Can you figure it out? So we start on 14. We can count back 14 first of all to get us to 0. Then we need to count back another 3. So it's 14, 15, 16, 17. Altogether, the elevator's gone down 17 floors. And this takes us on to your questions today. You've got 6 questions to answer. You can use the number line for each of these. I'll read them out. If you want to work them out as I'm reading them, that's fine. If you want to pause the screen and work them out, that's fine also. Just don't forget to put your answers onto Class Dojo. I'll read them out one after the other. So question 1. The temperature at 6 p.m. is 8 degrees C. At 6 a.m. the next morning, the temperature has dropped to minus 7 degrees C. How many degrees has the temperature fallen by? Question 2. If you point to 11 on a number line and then count back 18, which number do you get to? Number 3. The elevator in a skyscraper travels from floor 19 to the underground car park on level minus 4. How many floors has it descended? Question 4. An overdraft is a facility which means you can have negative amount of money in your bank account. If a saver has a balance of minus £19 and then paid £30 into his bank account, how much would he have available to spend? Question 5. In a quiz, a team scores 2 points for each correct answer and loses 5 points for each wrong answer. From the start of the game, a team gets 4 questions in a row correct, but then gets 2 questions wrong. How many points do they have? And question 6. The temperature in New York is 4 degrees C when the Christmas lights are switched on. By 9 a.m. the next day, the temperature has fallen by 11 degrees C. What is the new temperature? Once you've worked out all of your answers, put them onto Class Dojo. Well done for completing our 5 sessions on negative numbers.